Which next-gen console has the best launch titles? Console war. Console war never changes. But the games always do, unless you're talking about like FIFA or Madden, then they change like once every 10 years. But I digress. The great console war of 2020 has nearly begun, and there's a little under a month until the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 are available to gamers all over the world. Now, assuming that you emerged victorious from the virtual fighting pits of trying to get a pre-order for one of these bad boys, the question now becomes, what games can you actually play on them? Well, worry not, gamers, because on Thursday, Xbox announced their full lineup of launch titles, including next-gen offerings, exclusives, and games optimized for the Xbox Series X and S. And while Sony has yet to release a similarly official listing for the PlayStation 5, we're going to round up every confirmed launch title so far to compare and contrast and help you make your decision about whether or not you want a mini fridge or Seto Kaiba's torso to be in your living room. So let's start things off with the Xbox Series X. While Halo Infinite has been delayed till 2021, Microsoft announced a staggering 30 titles for the Xbox Series X and S. 20 of those titles will feature smart delivery, meaning if you buy it for the Xbox One, you get a free upgrade to the next-gen version as well. In addition, Microsoft also mentioned thousands of backwards compatible titles across 4 generations, which we'll get to in just a bit. Now, as for console exclusives, well, there aren't many to be found. It's tricky given that most AAA titles this year will also come out on current-gen consoles as well. There's Tetris Effect Connected, the multiplayer expansion to 2018 surprise hit that'll be exclusive to Windows and Xbox, and for next-gen consoles, Ubisoft titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion will technically be available on the Xbox for 2 whole days longer than the PS5. As for the highly anticipated Yakuza Like a Dragon, will be hitting Xbox on day one, but won't hit PS5 till March 2021, so you'll have plenty of time to plumb Yokohama's depths, and this launch also marks the debut of Gears Tactics on consoles as well. Now, regardless of exclusivity, there's going to be plenty of awesome titles for you to play on day one, so here's the full list of games that you can expect for the Xbox Series X and S at launch. Now, in addition to those titles, Microsoft also teased upcoming games like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, The Medium, and Cyberpunk 2077, all of which will be optimized for their consoles and available by year's end. Plus, if you're feeling pangs of nostalgia, say you want to play older games, well, you're in luck. You can play thousands of older games from the OG Xbox 360 and Xbox One as well. The new consoles will add features like cloud saving for Xbox 360 titles, auto HDR to older games to make them more vibrant, and improve frame rates in games like Fallout 4. They'll leap from 30 FPS to 60 FPS on the Xbox Series S, at least according to a recent tech demo. But how does this stack up to the PlayStation 5's launch lineup? So, Sony has yet to announce the full lineup of launch titles like Microsoft did on Thursday, but from what we've gleaned so far, the PlayStation 5 will have fewer launch titles overall, but more exclusives. So, what titles are we talking about? Well, I'm talking about Bugsnax first and foremost, but also the beautiful gothic nightmares of Demon's Souls, the adorable antics of Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and of course Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, which now boasts 100% more mask-wearing bodega cats that can help you finish combos in an amusing fashion. Plus, there's Astro's Playroom, whether you like it or not, because let's face it, it comes installed on every single console. So here's the full but not finalized list of games that you'll be able to play on the PlayStation 5 on day one. So that's a cool 20 titles right there, and the library will expand pretty quickly because in addition to getting Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War the next day and Cyberpunk 2077 later that month, the PS5 will also feature a slew of last-gen titles optimized for the console like Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, in case you want to relive your trauma in higher definition. But as for backwards compatibility, the PlayStation 5 will be compatible with nearly every single PlayStation 4 game, but it won't natively support PS1, 2, or 3 games, which is a huge bummer for someone like me who still has all their old discs. And it may seem like a minor quibble, but it feels like a transparent ploy to make us repurchase digital versions of games we already own in the PlayStation Store. And in comparison to the Xbox's backwards compatibility options, well, it just doesn't hold a candle. That said, both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S boast some killer titles that'll make each one well worth it, because with an array of high-profile exclusives coming to each console in 2021, no matter what side of the console war you find yourself on, you're going to emerge victorious. Unless, of course, you're a PC gamer in search of an RTX 3080, in which case, well, we're all screwed. In the meantime, though, tell me, what do you think of these launch lineups? Which next-gen game are you most excited to play, and why? And which console do you most want to get? Let's discuss in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, make sure you stay tuned to Nerdist.com.